Hello and welcome to the PokeTalk podcast. This is episode 2, and I am here with new guest, TheGabiType.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Yeah, we're starting now. So, they are friend and follower on Twitter, and they are a avid lover of Chespin. So,
It's true.
Can we talk about that?
About Chespin?
Yeah, let's start with Chespin.
About why I like Chespin?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's pretty cool. I was in like high school when Chespin got revealed. Or maybe I was like a freshman in high school when Chespin was revealed, and I was like known for wearing a green hoodie like all the time, and so all of my friends were like, "Oh, it's like you," and so then I was just kind of like, "Okay, cool," and he was like my mascot. Yeah, and then I designed like a card of him, so I guess now it's like cemented.
Oh yeah, I still need to get that card off you sometime. That's a really cool thing.
Oh yeah.
We'll definitely touch on that a bit too. But Chespin wasn't your first Pokemon for sure. But
No.
Pokemon, when did you start? How did you begin Pokemon, your Pokemon journey?
Yeah, I got into it later than my other friends, because I remember like people at school talking about it, and I was like, that's anime, I'm not into that. But I had a neighbor who was like really into it, and I guess eventually they just like showed me the anime. Like the anime was my first experience with Pokemon, and I loved that. I think because it's like people who are like basically friends with the animals of that world, and I was really into like animals and dinosaurs and stuff like that. So then I don't know, I just got really interested into like the different like species that you could like catalog and stuff with like the Pokedex and the little handbooks. And so I started drawing them, and eventually I got the games and the cards.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of how it started with me, with the cards, anime and whatnot. But what season were you on when the anime was out? Was it like the very beginning, or?
No. I think the first episode I watched was when it was on TV. Like the first time I sat down and actually watched one, I think was like early Diamond and Pearl.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like I said, my friends were in it for like years, and then I eventually got into it. But I remember I saw the episode where Brock's Bonsly evolved into Sudowoodo. And so that's why he's been one of my favorites too. But yeah, that was like the first one I saw, and I was like, oh, this is like a work of art. So I kept watching.
Is that partially like how you got into animation stuff, or how'd that go
I think so. So yeah, like I went to college for animation and all that. But one of the things that I really liked about Pokemon, especially like Diamond and Pearl in that season, was the animation was at that time pretty limited, but it was really like super expressive, and they had like a lot of wacky poses, and so I kind of tried to do stuff like that ever since. So I would like make little comics and I guess storyboards, even though I didn't know what that was at the time. But I just really loved like the expressions and the way they would draw like the folding like clothes. So that was like my first anime. So yeah, it was just kind of all new to me. Yeah.
Well, that's really good. I really like that. I mean, that's how it was with me in Pokemon. And getting into just drawing in general was all because of Pokemon. Just seeing how like all the characters were designed and tracing over stuff. I think it was
the other thing was like the cards I got kind of at the same time, and I mean there's so many different artists for the TCG, and so I liked that too, like seeing all the different ways that they would draw Pokemon or how they would interpret them, aside from just like the pixels in the game. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite artist in the TCG other than other people?
Yeah, that I think the first artist that I really noticed was what is their name? I think Koki Saito.
Oh, okay.
Because at that time, their style really looked like just like scenes from the anime. And then I think a lot of people like Naoki Saito, because they do a lot of like the full art trainers and stuff like that.
Oh, their style is amazing.
Yeah, probably that one.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of just the old classic with Mitsuhiro Arita, and then you got Yuka Mori with the little plasticine models and stuff.
Oh yeah, those are really cute too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, love their work, and apparently their work got featured in a gallery too, with like all the Pokemon figures along with the card that they were made in.
Right, I think I saw something about that on Twitter.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
I would love to go and see that. There's so many Pokemon things with art that are just like out there that I can't see right now, but I would really like to. Like, what was it? The Edward Monk with the Scream.
Well, yeah.
They had that collaboration.
They had like the Mimikyu and Rowlet cards and all those kind
of. Super fun. Do you have any like special cards in your collection that you hold dear?
Yeah. So obviously there's like the Art Academy promo that I got to design.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably like my favorite, I guess. I do have like a couple of just like random old ones that like I just really like how they look. Like there was, I don't know if you remember the Mysterious Treasures set, or was it was Mysterious Treasures or Secret Wonders? Because in Diamond and Pearl, that's when I got like the most Pokemon cards. And I had this little like Pseudo-Wudo card that looks like he's just kind of playing in the snow. So I've kept that one for a while. I don't know what set this was from, but I remember pulling a shiny Yanma card. Yeah, and ever since, I didn't know like that shiny Pokemon were in like the card game at that time. So that was like a surprise. But ever since then, I've like always wanted to catch a shiny Yanma in the games, and I still haven't done it. But maybe with the Diamond and Pearl remix, I'll try.
Yeah, hopefully. Do you play Pokemon Go? Because I think that is available in Go too, so there's a chance for that.
Not as much anymore, but I still have it, and I'll check it once in a while. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hopefully you can get with shiny one sometime.
Yeah.
But that's really cool. I didn't know shiny Pokemon cards existed at the time as well until I think college. A friend of mine pulled a pack and it had like one of like the secret rare cards. It was like super shiny. I think it was like a Ho-Oh or something, one of the two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good times. That's definitely what got me back into Pokemon collecting as well.
I had my roommate in college. This was during Pokemon Go, but I like got a lot of my friends at SVA into Pokemon, and they caught a Ho-Oh, and then like later that night they were like, "Oh, hey, I think this is shiny." I was really mad, but yeah, they got lucky and got a shiny Ho-Oh. Whatever.
Yeah, it's always the people that don't expect it or like didn't like want to look for one that gets
Which
one.
is cool. I'm fine with that. That's kind of like that's the fun of shinies, I guess, is a surprise.
Definitely. I love that. Even then, just the concept of shiny Pokemon is always great, especially in the anime.
Right.
Like just seeing them randomly around. And then they brought that up with a character in the Sun and Moon, not the Sword and Shield Journeys anime.
Yeah.
That was cute with the blue Psyduck that they have.
The Psyduck. I can't remember, like his name was like a pun, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember the name either. I think it was, because I watched the dub a lot, so I don't know what the name is in English, but still just seeing that Psyduck and then how they're like, their one goal is to try to catalog and catch every shiny Pokemon they can, and it's just like,
I thought that was very cute. And then they show their Pokedex, and there's like maybe 7 different ones in there. I thought that was really cute.
It's very cute, creative, and it does call back to a lot of the shiny hunters out there, which is nice. I like that. God, I think I didn't even get into like shiny hunting until college too. A lot of the stuff I did was back in college. High school was like the revival of getting back into Pokemon, and then college was just like all out, no matter what. Right.
I've never like actually shiny hunted. I just don't have the patience. I feel like I would get like 10 in, and then I would be like, where the hell's my shiny? I got 10. But, yeah.
Yeah, I was very impatient about it too. I even had like some of my friends do the hunting for me sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think my first shiny Ghastly was a gift from a friend. They just spent hours getting it because they were bored.
I played Emerald a long time ago. That was like one of the first Pokemon games I played. I never finished it, but I found a shiny Aeron with like before I knew what shinies were. And I caught it, but I just didn't know that it was like a whole big thing. But then when I was playing Pokemon X, I was playing it like in high school. I was a TA for my dad. He teaches Spanish, so I was like I was sitting in the back of his class, just like I was looking for a Pumpkaboo with like just a decent nature, and it took forever. And then I randomly found a shiny Pumpkaboo, and so I think that was like my favorite shiny that I like ever found.
Oh, that's good. I love the shiny.
It was like full odds, and I'm like a huge fan of grass types, and so now she's a Gourgeist, and she's still on my team.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you nickname your Pokemon?
I nickname all of my Pokemon. I nickname my Pumpkaboo. This is because I took Japanese in high school, so the Japanese word for pumpkin is kabocha, and so her name is Kabo-chan. That's probably like the worst nickname of all my Pokemon.
No, that is. But... I like that. That's cute. Very creative. I do the same thing with a lot of Pokemon nicknames. It's either I base them off of like what their original design was based off of, or just a pun.
That's cute. Yeah. My Chespin is named Chet, and it was because I'm a real big fan of jazz, and so I really liked Chet Baker at the time, so that's what he's named after.
Oh, okay, that explains a lot. That's very funny. I like that. So. Interesting. Yeah, I noticed like in your drawings with Chet, the Chespin and stuff, they have quite the personality and whatnot. It's like, is that like how you always like envision a lot of your Pokemon when you have them drawn?
I think, yeah. I mean, it takes me forever to play through Pokemon games simply because like as soon as I catch one, I have to draw it, or like I'll come up with like a personality or like make little comics about them. So yeah, because I don't really catch a lot of Pokemon each game. I'll only maybe catch about... I think the most I've caught on one game was when I played X and I had maybe 8 Pokemon.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I get really attached and then I don't like to use anyone else. So...
Okay, yeah, that's... I remember you posted a while ago, it was like, I don't have a full like a national dex or like a perfect dex full, and I'm okay with that. And I thought that was very interesting because I'm like
never completed
the opposite.
a Pokedex. Yeah,
that's so interesting about that because like I'm all about like finishing and completing. And it's like I was born in the whole age of like gotta catch them all. And
right.
it's very cool seeing like other people's like no, I don't care if I haven't seen them all. I like what I have. And
I'll catch a few.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. It's just like seeing the different types of people that play their own way, and that's kind of like what I like about Pokemon. It's like,
of course, yeah.
And then you got the people that do Nuzlocks and play their own game.
Right.
Have you ever tried a Nuzlocke?
I started one with Sword, and then I never finished it. Maybe because it was Sword, and I wasn't a huge fan of the story. But
gotcha. That's understandable.
My friend did recently. He did a Nuzlocke stream on Twitch, or it was a friend lock on Twitch, and so like he was the trainer, and like each of the Pokemon that he caught would be represented by one of us, his friends, and so it was like this whole thing where we were on a Discord chat, and then he would like randomly pull us in as he caught the next Pokemon. So for that, I was like. I guess that counts as like kind of playing one because I was like in control of like which moves I used.
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
I was a Magneton, so that was fun.
That's really cool. I like that. So, like, did you get to choose like which moves you learned as well? Like, if you like leveled up and got a moves, like, do you want that or not?
Yeah, he would ask if I wanted to like learn it or like which move to replace, or like even if I like wanted to evolve and stuff like that. So that was cool.
Oh, wow. I like that. It's like.
Yeah.
That's such a cool concept. I really need it. Oh, I got to try that out with some friends too.
I think he's gonna put the highlights on YouTube eventually. So
I'll definitely take a look at that. And actually, where can we find these highlights in the future?
Oh my goodness! Well, on Twitter he's SaltyDKDan, and I think he's the same on YouTube actually. So.
All right. Well, for those listening, be sure to take a look at that whenever it's up and give them a follow. But man, that's super fun. I think that's the fun part about playing Pokemon is just connecting with friends. Because I remember high school time-ish, not a lot of my friends were into it, but college was like the only way I could make friends was just playing and talking Pokemon with others.
Yay! Yeah, that's great. I mean, I didn't have a lot of friends at school who were into Pokemon, but like around middle school, I joined like a Pokemon league, like for the organized play and stuff like that. And so it was at this like local comic shop, but it was like the official thing. So we would have these like little cards that keep track of our like how many battles we do in a month, and then if you do like a certain amount of battles, or maybe it was supposed to be wins, but I think it was just battles that we counted. But you would get like special like TCG promos just for like playing and being a member of the league. But yeah, I met a lot of friends through that, and we would go to tournaments together. So like I've been to a few like national championships and regional championships. So that was really fun.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
Yeah.
I'd love to go out and try competing. I think the closest I was to competing was just, online with the Players' Cup stuff, and I didn't get that far with it.
I was never good. I was not good at battling with the cards or with the video game, but I think I mainly just liked going to the tournaments, like the national championships was basically like a big convention, and so I would eventually for nationals I would eventually drop out after the first couple of rounds, and then just kind of walk around and mingle with people.
I mean,
so
that by itself sounds so fun. I would just go to.
No, yeah.
I would love to go to Worlds as a spectator. Someday.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Because I think Worlds is still supposed to be in London next year. And who knows, where we'll be at that point. But
fingers crossed.
Am kind of tempted to take a trip out to London if I can afford it.
On the same boat or plane for that idea as well. I would love to go and travel there. I have a couple of friends that live in that side of Europe that would love to meet up and whatnot. Also, there's just a lot of people that play Pokemon that are going to be there. So
right, yeah,
just all those connections.
Yeah,
it's just trying to save up the money for that. But then again, there's the money going to Pokemon merch, Pokemon cards. The new games are coming out. Are you getting Pokemon Snap, by the way?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, if I can find, I'm kind of worried about the supply of games, but if I can find it, I'll grab it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little worried too. My big worry with Pokemon stuff nowadays is mostly just if there's something super exclusive in it.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't have a free thing that comes in, that's gonna be something that someone will buy out or scalp. Just to sell that stuff for a high price, then I'm not that worried. But if there is, then something's going to have to happen. But games, I'm not too worried about with the stock.
Right.
It's more of just stuff like the cards or just the Pokemon Center merch in general.
Yeah.
Man.
It gets crazy.
Yeah, it really, it's just, I don't know, with the TCG stuff, and even then, I'm newly slowly trying to learn the card game itself, and seeing how there's a new set that just came out today. It's very difficult to get the product so I can actually get the new cards to play them. So I kind of understand that. Yeah, I finally kind of understand that part because I'm more of a collector than a player at this point.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm slowly trying to learn the game because might as well, since I have all these cards in my collection to learn.
Maybe I'll maybe I'll see if there's any at my local Target today. There probably won't be, but if the set did come out, well, who knows?
Yeah, there's hope, but at the same time,
right?
You can be like me and see shelves turned over.
Right. Well,
and
that's
just
what it's.
replaced.
Yeah, that's what it's been. Like, anytime I go to the store, it's like you don't even. There's not a single thing with Pokemon on it.
Yep.
So that's a shame.
It's a big shame. It's surprising too, just how quickly it just blew up in popularity.
Yeah.
Ever since like all the streams and all the card openings and whatnot.
Just coincidentally on the eve of the 25th anniversary.
Yep. All those exclusive cards. I mean, it's gonna hit a lot of nostalgia with all the older stuff.
Sure.
And on top of that, it's Pokemon. It's one of the highest grossing franchises out there, so it's definitely gonna get some attention, but to this extent to where people are buying out like 700 boxes of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
From every Walmart. That's just
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I just hope that people do get patient, because they did say that they're going to be making some reprints and hopefully mass print them to the point where it kind of counteracts the whole scalper thing. Kind of like with the PlayStation 5s and toilet paper.
Yeah. Toilet paper. Oh my gosh.
God. It's exactly that same situation.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right, let's go on a more positive note for now. Actually.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So you mentioned with Diamond and Pearl being your first games or so. Well, not first, but like you got Emerald.
It was like my first experience with Pokemon was just Gen 4 in general.
There we go. Did you have a good, like a favorite memory from then on? Like, what's your favorite Pokemon memory? Like anything that goes on with friends, Pokemon anime, any franchise. I'm just curious about that. I've
got a lot of them. I don't know about favorite. I remember like getting my first Pokemon like toy. Was like when Diamond and Pearl was on TV. I was like hanging out with my friend, and I don't know if it was like a belated birthday gift that he and his mom got me or something, but for whatever the reason, we like went to the store and they told me that I could like pick something out, and I got a little Turtwig figure and I think a Chimchar too. So that was really cool. I think that's also like what got me hooked on Pokemon, was because now I owned a thing that I identified with, and so yeah. But so there was that. I think the national. Oh, okay. When Pokemon Black and White were coming out, they had that. I don't know if you remember. They had like a mall tour in a bunch of different cities across the country.
Oh yeah, I was there during one of them. I just didn't know that was a thing that was happening.
Ooh, okay. Well, yeah, it was like really fun. I went with like some of my friends from Pokemon League, and it was so cool. They would give you this like, I still have like the little like handbook they gave us, and it was just like an introduction to like the whole Unova region basically, and it showed some of the new Pokemon at the time. And there was this little page where you like could collect stamps, and they had like different stations around the mall, and it was like a scavenger hunt basically.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And then once you got all of the stamps, there was like a wheel, like a prize wheel that you could spin, and you could like win like styluses or like patches or plush. And they also had like a makeshift Pokemon Center. But I do remember at one point, you would like get in line and they would take you into this room with like a bunch of screens. It was like a really tiny, narrow room, and there were a bunch of like monitors, and I think it was supposed to be like you're on a plane or something. And it was just the narrator from the Pokemon show, I think, was saying like, "Oh, this is a new Pokemon," and he would just be like highlighting some of the new ones that were just revealed.
The Pokemon narrator, like the World of Pokemon guy?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
At least that's what I remember. And then like after that like video thing was done, you would move out of that like narrow room into this other space, and you could like play the demo of Black and White. So.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty
cool. Just like flying over to the Unova region, and then there we are.
Yeah.
That's
I was really excited
cool.
because it was like the first like non-Japan region. And everything was like, it was like all new stuff. They didn't have like any of the old Pokemon. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I loved how people keep saying that like Gen 5 was supposed to be somewhat of like Gen 1 but new kind of feel.
Yeah, it was like
Have
a refresher.
Yeah. Like for the new generation of kids to get into it, and that would be their Gen 1. And I sort of agree, especially with like how parallel the comparisons are of some of the Pokemon from Gen 1 to 5. I love it, and just seeing how all those designs kind of like changed up, and the art direction itself was just...
I'm pretty sure like Pokemon White might be my favorite Pokemon game. At least one of them.
I can agree with that, yeah.
But yeah, just for that reason, because it all felt like new and unfamiliar. So
yeah, I think I spent at least like whatever the max time is on that game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I that is all I played. Well, first off, after high school when I got it, I didn't get accepted to college, which was unfortunate. So that whole year I spent either playing Pokemon, looking for work, drawing, or just lazing about and figuring out what to do until I got kicked out of my house and then applied for college, and here we are now.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I mean, now just like, sitting around applying for jobs and playing Pokemon.
It's a good feeling. It's nice, relaxing, and it just like eases your mind. It's like Pokemon's a simple game. You don't have to like use your big brain strats just to play through it by yourself. You can just sit down and like enjoy the game with Pokemon. There's all these creatures, and it's like, okay, this is fun.
So I usually like grass type Pokemon, but for some reason I was really into Tepig when Black and White was out. And one of the times I competed in a tournament was like a Battle Roads tournament for the TCG, which is like before they go to regional championships, they do Battle Roads. And I made it to second place with like this deck that had Emboar in it. And I remember it had like some ability that let you put as many fire energy on it as you wanted or something like that. It was really cool. But yeah, so I do have that card still because it's like got a special place in my heart.
No, that's nice to hear. I like that. That's really cute. I don't know. What drew you to grass type Pokemon? Actually, like,
I don't.
Curious about
maybe that. It might have been just because in the anime, the people who typically own the grass types are like just really like passive and chill. Like they're not super concerned with like being the best necessarily, but I just like how they mind their own business and stuff. Or like James with his like Carnivine and stuff, how like I thought grass Pokemon are just so weird, but they're like also like really good support. So I like
that's a good explanation. I like that. It now that you mentioned that with like the grass trainers in the anime, that does make sense. Actually, looking back at all of the trainers that have been introduced, and it's just like, no, you're right. That makes super
I really
chill
liked,
people.
In the XY anime, the gym leader, what's his name, Ramos, just like the old man. I would totally, if I were a gym leader, I'd be like him. It's like either him or Silent, and there's no in between. But
for the longest time, I did not know the thing that he was holding were a pair of shears or scissors.
It's a giant, it's giant like gardening shears.
Yeah, I thought it was just some like weird like Pokemon-y like cane that he would use and walk around with, and it's like, oh, in the anime, it's like, oh, they're shears. He uses them to prune the plants. It's like, oh, wow, so good, good character. I like that, riding his go everywhere.
His go. Oh yeah, I love grass types. They're all so cute.
They're super cute, but if they were real, like IRL Pokemon, if that was ever like a thing that would happen, or like, I don't know, I don't think I could handle grass type Pokemon. I have allergies, and
me too. Yeah. I guess that would not be great for my health. Except there's some, like, I like that. Yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of like all the Eevee Pokemon, but I do like that Leafeon apparently like cleans the air, like when you're around it, you're always breathing in fresh air. So that would be kind of
that is very
okay.
nice, very beneficial. Also, like they're self-sustaining. If you can't feed them, they'll just go outside and bathe in the sun for a bit,
photosynthesize. Yeah,
which is pretty interesting. Like the concepts that they have with all these, because like Pokemon's not just for battle. You can have them for pets or for
right.
whatever other reason. It's like, man, how would this Pokemon function as a pet? How would you feed it? How would you care for it? What would you have to do?
Yeah.
And it's just, even then, I think on Tumblr there's a blog of like a professor that goes in depth of like how caring for a certain Pokemon would work.
I feel like I vaguely remember that. I don't have a Tumblr anymore, but I do remember seeing stuff like that.
I forget the name completely, but the last one I saw was how to care for your Torterra. And they'd go for like super deep into like rock growth and pruning and care for the tree.
That's so cute. Yeah,
for like viruses and fungus and all that stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just super interesting because I think they're a biologist or a botanist or not, and they go in depth of like cleaning plants and caring for them long term. So thinking hard and relating that to like caring for a Pokemon, it was just super interesting how that would work out. And it's just like, wow, that does seem a little difficult. So maybe if that were to be a thing IRL, maybe it wouldn't be as easy to choose like a Pokemon to be your partner.
I remember like there are certain Pokemon where like their Pokedex information makes me not want to. I remember like Lilligant. I think it's like super hard to like take care of, or like
it's
really
like
easy to like mess up the flowers or something. And so I remember like I would not catch one in the game because I'm like, man, I would not be able to take care of this thing. So
yeah, I'd be too afraid to care for some Pokemon. Even then, like some of them with like their exaggerated Pokedex entries, like Slugma being hotter than like the sun.
Yeah, right.
No, thank you. It doesn't help that I'm also like taller than a lot of the Pokemon I like that are like supposed to be like the big boys.
Yeah.
Like Charizard. I'm taller than that.
How tall is Charizard again?
I think like 5'9", 5'8", or something like that.
5 something. Oh, I'm taller than Charizard. Oh, Zowie.
Yeah, it's super weird, but also just like thinking, it's like carrying around a giant fire lizard with a lit tail.
You don't have to carry him. He could just walk right next to you.
Not true, but then you got the fiery tail wagging around, burning everything.
Just tell people don't touch it. Problem solved.
Get one of those don't touch me vests that they put for dogs. Yeah. Man. Let's see here for a second. Alright, actually, with the news of the Pokemon Presents out now.
Yes.
Are you excited for anything specific that is happening?
I think what I'm most excited for is what is it called? Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Just because I never got to beat a Sinnoh game before. So this will be my chance. And it was like my introduction to Pokemon was Sinnoh. So that'll be really
Coming
good.
back to it, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Legends?
Oh, Legends? That looks really cool. I have no idea what it's going to be still. They did not say a lot, but I'm definitely going to get that if I can.
I'm both excited and worried for this set, mostly because like a lot of people are over speculating what might happen. Given
Pokemon fans tend to,
yeah, that's true. I do agree with that, and it does nip them in the butt in the end when it doesn't reach their expectations. But at the same time, it's always fun to just like theorize what could happen, especially with like the title Legends, and then they have Legend Pokemon. With Arceus there, it's like,
we'll
what else can they have in there?
I've never been one of the people that really wanted an open world Pokemon, but I mean, I'll happily welcome it. You know, I want to see. I don't know. It's just something they've never really done, so I'm interested to see where that goes.
Very interesting. What actually, with the topic of people complaining about Pokemon or like wanting something that they don't have in a Pokemon game, do you have anything that you would like change or would want to happen in a game at all?
I don't know. I guess. Well, I was always a fan of like Pokemon contests, so I mean, since they're like branching out and doing things beyond just being a gym, you know, challenger, I would like to see a Pokemon game that maybe has a lot more to do with like besides like being a Pokemon coordinator. I think that'd be pretty fun.
That would be pretty cool. And then going through each different cup.
Yeah, like the anime made it look so much fun. I don't know. Maybe like a little bit more. I think customization definitely should be constantly evolving. I think the trainer customization thing was a great feature to add, but it's still basically just like change your hair and outfit. So I would like to see that, you know,
expanded.
Expanded upon, like maybe like different body types or different kinds of like eye shape and stuff like that. That'd be fun.
That would be pretty cool. I would love to have my character not look, you know, dead when they're like staring at the camera or anything.
Yeah.
Just the blank face. Yeah. Have a little bit of emotion or something, please.
I liked how like on the Wii, like you could change like the height and like thickness of your Mii. I think that'd be cool for Pokemon. Also, they should totally get rid of like the boy or girl question. Where, you know, we have Animal Crossing and Splatoon even, where they're just kind of like pick your style. There's no excuse for Pokemon to not do that. So
no, I agree. At the same time, I did like the choice of having a boy and girl choice in the beginning, because at the beginning, I mean, like being who I was, being trans, I was like, oh, I don't want to play as the boy character. What happened to Green? Out of the three, I want to play as that character. And then when they bring in Crystal version, where it's like, oh, are you a boy or a girl? It's like, oh, shoot, you could play as a girl character. Let me do that.
So, like go ahead.
No, that's pretty much.
It would just be like, I think, interesting. So like when you start an Animal Crossing game, it'll like, you know, you can pick a style, and I think it originally you start out as like masculine or feminine looking, and then as you progress, you get more like customization options. I think that'd be really cool, or something like that. Yeah,
I'd like that, like a base trainer model that's like androgynous in a way.
Yeah, or even something where you could like choose your pronouns.
That'd be pretty good too. They did that with what's it called? What was the other Pokemon like indie game that just came out recently?
Oh, I don't know. Was there one where you could choose?
Yeah, I believe they had that option. Like the only reason why I heard about it was because a lot of people were upset about that for some reason.
Oh, really?
But shoot, I forget the name of it now.
What was like? Do you know what you could do? What the game was about?
Well, it was literally like a Pokemon clone.
Oh.
And then
it was probably like, what is it, Temtem?
Temtem, there we go. Yeah, they had that option for people to choose their characters, from what I saw. Man,
I think that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to get into Temtem. It's just the designs for some of them were not up to par for me. I mean, it was in beta too, so like a lot of the shading was very not there, and the characters looked like just blobs of color. And the only one that looked right was like a Pokemon Fakemon clone. Pokemon.
Right, I think
the Platypet.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I think I've been spoiled by Pokemon, because I'll try to play other games and I'll just be like, oh, this isn't Pokemon. And it's really unfair because, you know, monster collecting is a whole genre. but I'm always just reminded of how much I'll miss like a certain Pokemon, and then I will stop playing. Like I played Yokai Watch for a little bit, and that was pretty fun. But then I would be like, yeah, I miss Turtwig. So then I would
I like that. Yeah, Yokai Watch was an interesting take on it. I did like how it introduced like the whole Japanese like yokai like perspective of that with spirits and whatever yokai are supposed to be with those mythical creatures that exist.
I remember their anime being pretty good for a while. Like I watched the first series that they made.
Yeah, I've heard good stuff about it. I should probably take a look at that too, but I don't know. Again, it's like what you said. If it's not Pokemon, I'm kind of not interested.
True. Oh my god, it's a curse.
It is. It's fun, but also it's like I kind of want to try something new. But what if it's not Pokemon?
What if it's not Pokemon?
That's always a problem.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, with the whole like Legends Arceus thing, I remember you posted about how to pronounce the Pokemon's name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to go a little bit on that? I'm just curious.
There's a lot here, okay? Because I feel like Arceus is like the most infamous one, because everybody wants to say Arceus, but I mean, the Pokemon Company has spoken, and the English pronunciation is Arceus. I hate to say it, but I remember like I have a few friends who are actually in the cast for the English dub of Pokemon. And like all of them will tell me about how like the voice director is constantly telling them like it's Pokemon. You can't say Pokemon. You can't say Pokemon. It's Pokemon. And even I'm like, all right, that's a bit much, you know. But yeah, so like for certain ones, they'll know how to pronounce them because they're like it's drilled into their heads.
Okay, that's interesting.
So yeah, but yeah, Arceus is I think because like when Battle Revolution came out for the Wii, I think that was the only time they actually said like Arceus, and then they changed it for whatever reason.
That is literally how I heard it when I was before that, and then after that, I think it was like in the movie that when it came out, it changed to Arceus too.
Yeah,
but then there was like, I think what was it? It was the weird like the Dream Radar game.
Mm-hmm.
If you got Arceus in it, it would say Arceus or Arceus, and it's like,
really? Wait, no, not the Dream. Do you mean Pokedex 3D?
I think so.
Because it was
a 3DS game that you'd have to like take pictures or something. I don't remember how it was.
I remember
I saw my brother had it.
Pokedex 3D was like an augmented reality Pokedex. Or maybe I don't think Arceus was available in the Dream Radar. But am I wrong?
Yeah, I could be wrong too, but all I remember there was like maybe 3 or 4 ways to say it, and that was like what bugged me about it. And I just went to the point where it was like, maybe there is an official way, but some people say some other way.
I remember like back when I was in the Pokemon like organized play, I would just, going to tournaments, you just hear everybody like butcher the names. And coming from somebody who like all of my family, they're like English or Spanish teachers, so like pronunciation is like they're always talking about that stuff. And so we would get to like I'd hear people say like Rayquaza instead of Rayquaza.
Yeah, it is like, Rayquaza. That's the problem.
Yeah, I remember the Pokemon Kyurem. A lot of TCG players at the time were saying like Kyrem or Kyreem. Oh. And I would just be like, slow down and read the name.
Yeah, I feel like that's like what bugged me too a lot with a lot of these new Pokemon 2 YouTubers or other players that are getting back into the games, but they haven't really like experienced the games. They only are talking about like the cards and stuff when they're pulling them and they're reading. It's like, what is this Pokemon? I don't know how to pronounce that name, and they read it and it's like completely butchered or whatnot.
Yeah. So in that. in that case, it's helpful to watch the anime, because they'll usually, that's the official pronunciation. But,
that is true. That is very good.
I can also totally understand when people say that the anime is hard to watch, because it does have its dry spells.
Yeah, I mean, even then, it is a show for kids, so
Mm-hmm.
that is the audience they're trying to get. But I do
Exactly.
agree. Yeah, it can get quite dry in some areas. That's kind of why I do prefer watching the
Right.
dub or the sub sometimes over the dubs.
Yeah, I watch both. I like, because, like I said, like if my friends are featured in an episode,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll make sure I watch. Like, because just recently they had like a new batch of Pokemon Journeys on Netflix.
Yeah, I have
And,
that queued up and ready to go.
A friend of mine recently got cast as like the new voice of Mallow. And
Oh.
so I watched, like, they go in this season, like Ash goes back to Alola, and so I watched that episode because I knew that she was in it and stuff. So
Okay,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats to your friend on that part. Yeah, you know a lot of
Yeah.
voice actors, huh?
It's purely accidental. I don't know how that happened. But,
Really? That's
yeah.
still
I mean,
happy accident right there.
yeah. But no, I mean, some of them I did like commissions for, and then others they were just kind of like, hey, you're a good artist. But then I would just, I went to like a few parties and stuff with them. And,
Oh wow,
so I just meet people.
that's still pretty awesome though.
Yeah, it
I'd
was.
love
I mean,
to
it's also because
get
I
some-
was in New York, so that's kind of where they all are.
Oh, okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
The big city,
yeah.
big connections and everything. Still, that's really cool. Like, you
Yeah,
got a
it's
favorite
fun.
voice actor actually out of them, other than like your friends and stuff?
Oh no. I don't know. I really do. I don't know him personally, but Bill Rogers, he's the voice of Brock, and he also does like a ton of my favorite Pokemon. So, he is pretty cool. He sent me like a signed Sudowoodo card, and
wow.
Yeah, and so yeah, I always like the ones he does. Yeah, I don't know. Another the first voice actor that I like kind of talked to was Ali Rosenfeld, who she was the voice of Bonnie in XY,
Mm-hmm.
and she does Pokemon like Audino and Bunnelby, and I think she did Sophocles in Sun and Moon. But she's like one of the nicest people you could meet. That was really cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing on Instagram she does like fan Fridays or fan art Fridays or something like that, and just features different artists, and I think that's amazing. Just throwing out there new people, new names and stuff. I'd love to meet a lot of these voice actors someday and get some cards signed in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
pretty good.
So, but yeah, sometimes they'll like do giveaways and stuff. But yeah, so that's fun.
I actually I wanted to get back to certain things about Pokemon cards. The Art Academy cards. How'd you get into like wanting to do the contest, or like how'd you hear about that? And now being one of the winners, like, it's still amazing thinking about that.
Yeah, I don't remember how. Like, I think I just saw on the Pokemon website or something that they were doing a contest, and like I was obsessed with Chespin, so I was like, all right, let's do a Chespin card. I think that the categories were like Pikachu and then any other Pokemon. So, yeah, I entered with a Chespin drawing, and I was really like surprised that I won because I saw the other artwork, and I think everybody's going to be like really critical of their own style though. But
of course,
it was cool because
we're all artists.
I got like an email from like the Pokemon company, and they were saying like yours was chosen, but I think on the email they sent me, they had a different Pokemon's name on the form where the Pokemon card was. So then I was like, oh no, was there a mistake? Oh my gosh, maybe they didn't pick me. And I just, but I sent it anyway, and they printed my thing. So that
that's
was
still
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, they sent, you had to like sign a consent form and stuff. And then I remember like they posted the winners on the Pokemon website, and there was like judge commentary. I don't remember who the judges were for that contest, but for mine, they said something like they really liked that it like focused on like the bond between like the trainers and their Pokemon, because in the background of the artwork, there's like a bunch of silhouettes of trainers like with their Pokemon, and it's just like a person petting the chestbin on the head.
I loved that.
Yeah.
That was a very cute moment when I saw that.
Yeah, and so they printed like I think 100 of each.
Oh,
well,
wow.
they probably printed more, but they only gave everybody like 100 each. And
how many do you have left now out of those 100, or do you still have them?
I don't know. I gave a bunch away to friends, and then at one point I sold some because there were collectors who were like, emailing me saying like, "Oh my god, I'll pay you this much." And I was like, "All right, okay." So I did sell some, and then now I have. Oh, I actually don't know. I'd have to count, but yeah, I definitely don't have all 100 anymore. But yeah, I'm not really interested in like selling them anymore. I think like for like people I'm friends with, I might just give them to them. I only need my like main one. As long as I have like that one, then that's cool. But yeah,
that's how I am with Pokemon cards too. As long as I have one of each card,
exactly,
I'll give out the rest to my friends. For example,
right.
I still gotta get you those Chespin, Chestnut, and Quilladin cards.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
I know, right?
But yay!
Yeah, I love giving out my cards, especially for people who want to start collecting but can't because either there's no cards or they just don't have the funds for it.
Right.
I think I got a friend back into Pokemon cards because of that, and just brought like boxes of all my extras and say, dig in, pick what you want.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. Yeah.
I love doing that. Hopefully I can get more so I can give out more and finish that up, because oh no, it's just the appreciation of the Pokemon card art and whatnot is what I care about more,
right,
as a collector than just like the value of it.
Yeah, I used to have. Do you remember? There was for a while they had like Pokemon cards at Burger King. Not like the first one, but like when Diamond and Pearl was out, they had like little Burger King Pokemon card toys.
Yes,
and they had these like little. One of them was like these little plastic, like, carrying cases. And I remember when I was in school, I mean, oh my gosh, I must have been in like 4th grade when Diamond and Pearl were out. But I know, but we all
feel
like
old hearing
our
that.
favorite cards in these little cases, and so that was cool.
Wow, no, that's really cool. I like that. Yeah. I like how they brought or made more of that stuff accessible, especially if like you get a card with it and you can.
Yeah, I do miss that. I mean, the McDonald's thing here, I thought that was nice that you got like a pack of like 4 little promos, but I do kind of miss what, like, because Burger King had either it was like cases or there'd be like a little figure of a Pokemon with a stand for the cards, and I kind of like those.
Yeah, I had a Zekrom for one of them for a Black-White promotion. And it was
the McDonald's one.
Out, and, like, you can hold the card in front of it. It's like, oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, those were cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say about the Chespin card. One of the things I did too. So I never evolved my Chespin in the games. I like his other evolved forms, but I don't have the ability to evolve him now because he's in Pokemon Home. But the Chespin card that they printed was it was a reprint of, I guess, the first Chespin card released. So it's also what the McDonald's promo is a reprint of.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I kind of got excited because I was like, oh, that's like my card, kind of.
That is really cool.
But
I didn't know that.
And like his 2 moves are Vine Whip and Seed Bomb. And so I guess like I wanted my Chespin in the game to know those moves, since like that's his official card. So he still knows Vine Whip and Seed Bomb, and even though he's like level 100 and like hyper trained and all that stuff. But
no, that's very cute. Yeah. Like those are its signature moves,
right?
Like that's what it knows. That's what it's gonna stay knowing. It's great. Yeah, it's crazy how collectors are when they get these kind of cards that they sell for so much. It's like the first Pokemon art contest that happened a long time ago. Those cards worth like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
I'm looking at eBay right now, and it's just crazy just knowing that these cards are selling high. Like your chestpin right now apparently is like $16,000.
Mamma mia! Well, I mean, if anybody
And that's
felt
like
giving me $16,000, I guess they could throw a chestpin at them. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a perfect grade one though, but it's just amazing, like how crazy that is. Have you heard of that ever happen? Like when you first like gave out those cards?
No, in fact, like the first person that I sold one to, I think I gave it to them for $50, and even then I was like, "That's a lot for a Pokemon card, sheesh." But oh my god, you know.
Yeah. Jeez.
Now I'm kind of holding on to. I think also because given like the current situation with like the scalpers and flippers, I don't want to do that same thing, and so yeah, I don't think I'll be selling them, at least not anytime soon. But,
that's understandable, and that's good to hear.
But for friends, you know, if I'm you know on good terms with the person, maybe I'll be like, hey, you know, go ahead and take this.
Take a chestpin.
Yeah, because again, all I need is my one, so we're good.
That's good. That's really good to hear. Glad to hear that. Man, Pokemon cards, crazy times.
It's crazy times.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
Oh my
Anything
goodness.
you want to bring up? I'm sorry, it's been an hour at least. I can't believe it.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, I don't know. What questions have you asked? Have you talked about what about your favorite card? Do you have a favorite card or favorite?
My favorite card?
Yeah.
Actually, let me think about it real quick. I think because my first cards at the time, I remember this because I've held them in my hands for days on end, but it had a Machoke, a Sandshrew, an Onix, had one Pikachu and a Nidoran in it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, those were my first cards, along with like whatever was in the trainers. I didn't care about trainers back in the day when I was a kid, but now I'm like trying to collect all the trainers I can because I love the art, and Ken Sugimori with people, it's just good art. But I think my favorite card of all time has got to be one of the Pikachu, not the Pikachu, but the Psyduck Scream card. I think that's my favorite. Okay. Yeah. Anything with Slowpoke and Psyduck on it, I am down to just get as soon as possible. And seeing Psyduck done by the artist Komiya.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the weird painted looking art, super crazy looking. Like, I love it, and I have one perfectly sealed and safe. I have another one that's like graded. It's like an 8, and I got that for like $15 before the whole craze happened.
Yeah.
So that was a lucky get. But I think that one specifically is my favorite. And then after that, seeing Mitsuhiro Arita doing a tag team card during the series.
That's right. There was a Slowpoke and Psyduck GX.
Yeah, those were my favorites. I love collecting Slowpoke cards and Psyduck cards. They're my favorite Pokemon. Yeah. Besides Ditto and every other Pokemon, but those are at the top of the list.
It's funny that you mentioned. I remember like a lot of the cards from like my very first pack of Pokemon cards, which was like base set Diamond and Pearl. And I remember there was a Goldeen, there was a Glameow, was there a Glameow? Maybe I'm wrong. Goldeen, Baneri, Misdreavus. I actually don't remember the rest, but I remember those ones specifically. Ghastly, I think, was one of them too. But yeah, I remember. It's kind of funny that those things just stick with you.
It really does. I still have like the old cards I have in a box.
Yeah.
Like, out of all those cards in the stacks, like you can see like the little ones that are like bumped up and rigid and all creased because like my tiny hands were just gripping
Sure.
the cards. And
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I have them somewhere in my closet. I have like a bunch of little bins. They're probably not in good condition because it was before I knew about sleeves or cases, but I probably still have it.
Oh yeah, my dad was a big collector of just stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I was younger, he would collect like coins or like money in general, like foreign money, because I was a military brat, so we traveled a lot. So,
Yeah.
like he would have Korean money, he would have German money, and all that stuff, and he just started collecting certain bills and coins, and soon he got really into collecting that, to the point our neighbors were talking about Pokemon cards, and that's how we were introduced to that in the beginning.
Wow.
So he was the one that did all the research and relayed it to us. And
wow, thank you, Dad.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the one good thing I learned from him. That I'll take with me, at least, especially with, like, I don't know, it's a new ritual, not new, but it's an old ritual that we would do, is like scrub down, wash our hands, basically like we're prepping for surgery.
Oh my god, yeah, so you guys were serious.
Oh yeah, I remember my dad yelled at my sister for accidentally spilling a cup of water on a Jinx card.
Oh no!
Yeah, we were like at my aunt and uncle's place, and we were opening up Pokemon cards. We just got back from the mall, hooray! And my sister sits down a cup, and then like she reaches over to pick up a card, and like all the water spills on just one card. And my dad's like,
That's really funny because oh my god, a couple of years ago, I found these old I had a Gengar level X card and an Arceus level X card. That I had kept for a long time, and I left them on like the coffee table, and my dog like grabbed them and had them in his mouth. And he's a retriever, so you know they have really gentle grips. I remember just like slowly opening his mouth and taking the cards out, and then wiping them on my shirt, and then I just put them in a sleeve, and I still have them. You probably would. I mean, they're not mint, but you wouldn't be able to tell that they were in a dog's mouth, except for that I just told you.
That's still funny. That's funny. It's like they wanted to see and hold the cards like you.
He wanted to, he wanted to check them out. So he didn't chew them or anything. They were just, a little bit moist.
Oh man, yeah. I remember we had our dogs too. We had a black lab too. A Labrador, and. Yeah, my dad would make sure to like keep everything locked up because she would tear things apart back in the day when we had her. And it's just hearing that and the complete opposite with my dog back then. It's pretty funny. Just hearing that gentle grip and then torn to shreds on the other side.
I don't know, because my dog he's like ripped up like bills before, but he was very nice to the Pokemon cards. So. Yeah, I guess he knew that I would be very upset.
He knew what's up.
He's like, don't worry, I'm just gonna look. Yeah.
Man, other than that, like, card collecting itself, I think, is probably the biggest part in, I guess, my Pokemon history. Mm-hmm. How about you? Was it like more of like the games, anime, or the cards that were like?
I mean, honestly, like the anime is like, that's what I think of when I think of Pokemon. But I did, like, when I got into it, I was into Pokemon cards for a long time. Even before I did like the card game. I think from Diamond and Pearl to the end of Black and White is when I collected the cards, and then like. Around Sun and Moon, I kind of got into it again, but I would only buy cards every once in a while for the art. So, yeah. I did get a lot of I did collect a lot of like I don't know what, I think it was Jack's Pacific, who they had a lot of like toys and figures. I did have a lot of those.
Oh, okay.
Or like some of the little Tomy figures I would collect.
Those were pretty nice. I was not a big fan of getting like the weird figures that like had like other random bits and pieces. I wanted like fully posable ones, or I guess
my first ones. I had a Turtwig that I just realized like recently that like, oh my god, I gave it away like years ago and I'm so sad. But I had a Turtwig figure that it had a little. It came with like a little launcher, and it was like a little kind of chair or patch of grass, and you'd press this button and it would like shoot him forward. So yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't think that happened anymore.
God, it reminds me of the old Burger King toys.
Yeah,
That
kind
would do
of.
that with the movie and
Yeah.
everything. God, have you ever? Did you ever see or get any of those, like the gold Pokemon cards or anything
No,
like that?
because oh my god, I was born in 1998, so
Oh,
I
okay.
probably, maybe my sister did, because we used to go to Burger King a lot, my family, but no, I see. I don't even think I knew how to be a human when like the original Pokemon movie came out. Since then I've seen all the movies and stuff, but I was lucky enough to be, sentient when the Diamond and Pearl Burger King things happened, and then the McDonald's Pokemon toys and all that. But
Okay, that's interesting to like hear, because like I do realize that like a lot of people do get into the games late or weren't born, so it's nice to like hear someone that wasn't like there when it started.
yeah,
So hearing this perspective is very
I am not a
fascinating.
Gen 1 native, unfortunately.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Did you go, like when you were younger, did you go back to the Gen 1 games after a while just to see how they were, or?
I never finished them, but like, yeah, I mean, I would like borrow my neighbor's Game Boy and mess around with Pokemon Blue, but no, I never. I mean, I played like, I remember like I played like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and obviously like Let's Go Pikachu, but no, I didn't really experience Gen 1. I watched this like the series. I watched all the episodes, but yeah, not the games. I do remember though, like when I was in daycare. I think Pokemon was on TV at one point, and I remember just thinking like, why do they look like that? This is a weird cartoon. And like, I think my daycare was at like this lady's house, and she had older sons, and I remember they had Pokemon toys. Like, I think they had like a Charmander figure, and I remember thinking like, I wish this was a dinosaur. It's so annoying that he has that flame on the tail. I wish I could cut it off and he'd just be a dinosaur.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like when I was little, it was just apathy. Yeah, I just did not care about Pokemon. So
That's so funny. I like that. That's very interesting to hear.
I was such a fool.
Yeah, my brother was on the whole, when he was younger, when he was bored, it was all about dinosaurs at first before Pokemon ever came.
Hell yeah.
Life. So,
I was a huge dinosaur nerd.
It was same. It was dinosaurs, then Power Rangers.
Oh my god.
Then Pokemon came out of nowhere. It was always Power Rangers until then. I always like obsessed over one thing when I was a child.
Same. I was a huge like animal nerd, and then I had like all these dinosaur books, and then I got into Lilo and Stitch because the series on Disney Channel had like a bunch of different like aliens that were like Stitch's cousins.
That was a good series.
And I thought that was really cute. And then I discovered Pokemon. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like Lilo and Stitch. So, yeah. That's how I got into
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's just really weird to hear from them, because like everyone else I keep talking to is like, oh yeah, Pokemon was my first.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I just grew up from there on. And it's like, man, I'm just hearing someone just walking in after like being born after Pokemon is that. So like, you're the first person that I know that's like younger than Pokemon.
I mean, like, if you like walked into my bedroom now, you would not be able to. It would appear that I had loved Pokemon my entire life.
And the way you talk about Pokemon feels like you've been there since it started. And it's
yeah,
like,
I can't turn it off. Yeah,
I like that. How it's how easy it is to connect with people over Pokemon.
Oh sure, yeah.
Even if it's like a disagreement or anything, you still are talking about Pokemon and like having like a reasonable discussion about it.
I was on Discord with my friend the other night. It was one of my roommates from college, and they were like, "Yeah, Gabby loves to make enemies," and I was like, we were laughing, but I'm like, it's kind of true because I love like the people with like the unpopular Pokemon opinions. Or like when somebody's like, my favorite is Kadabra or something like that. I'm like, that's cool. Yeah.
No, I love that too, and that's the one thing I kind of like and sort of started this podcast for, is just to hear like what other people have to say, and hopefully try to get like a people dex of every Pokemon.
People dex.
Yeah, like, because I do believe that every Pokemon is a favorite of someone's, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And after hearing that poll where like Simisear was like the most hated Pokemon,
Well, that broke my heart.
it did, because it's such a cute Pokemon.
I think he's very cute too.
Yeah, and as soon, like, that's the thing. As soon as I saw that, there was like, no, I'm collecting Simisear stuff right now.
Yeah.
Simisear is a great Pokemon, number 1 for that year. The poor thing.
I also though feel bad for Charizard, because you know he's like in everything, and now he's like famously hated, and I was just like, listen, all right, he was never my favorite, but it's not his fault that they keep making cards of him.
And it's not their fault that everybody likes it to the point where like the company's like, oh, they really like this Pokemon, let's put it in everything. It's like, please give some love to the other Pokemon at least. I love Charizard. I mean, hell, my username and persona name is Jarzard, a mix of my name and the Pokemon itself, so it's like, yes, but give love to other Pokemon. Right.
I will say though, I don't know, I am not a huge fan of Eevee. And I think it's for the reason that everybody is like, this one's my favorite, or one of Eevee's evolutions is their favorite. And maybe it's also because like when I would do commissions, I would always get people asking me like, can you draw me with Espeon? Can you draw me with, Sylveon? Which is fine, I'll totally do that, but I'm just like, so, I've heard it so many times. Same with like Lucario. I feel like Lucario's getting a lot of attention.
The anime, and then just...
the Ash and Lucario now that's like a big, that's a huge thing.
There's always like the top 5 or 6 Pokemon that everybody wants commissioned with their Pokemon.
Right, I get a lot of requests for like Eevees or Garchomp or Ninetales and stuff like that.
And it's always like the more detailed like.
It's it's always the hard to draw ones.
Like, I love them, but geez, I'm on the whole like thing with Ken Sugimori, how he's like, I love Venusaur, but I hate drawing it.
Exactly. Yeah. I guess you know what? It's good practice.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely
one of these days I'll be able to draw, Garchomp with my eyes closed. But...
God, I need to try. That would be a fun thing to do, actually. Just like
blind drawing Pokemon. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I remember at our college Pokemon club, we would do draw Pokemon, without any references or like by memory in 1 minute, and just seeing and remembering just like how detailed or how hard it was just to actually like remember what a Pokemon would look like.
Yeah. I feel like I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could do
it's super
a lot
fun to do. I think my problem with some Pokemon just by memory is patterns.
Yeah.
But other than that, like getting the general shape of a Pokemon is probably like the easiest thing for me.
Yeah.
Like they have very easy to read silhouettes, which is pretty good for like a design standpoint. But at the same time, it's like there's just so much to draw.
I think I don't know why I thought about this, but I see a lot of like fan-made Pokemon. And I used to always think, like, when I was seeing, people would make, like, whole regions of, like, their fake Pokemon. And I remember, like, I would go on DeviantArt and look through these Pokedexes, and I would like these designs, but I'd be like, these are all too similar. And it's interesting because, like, then I remember that, like, each generation is not one guy designing all the Pokemon. Like, they have teams of people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they get their variety. So, yeah, I think, but like Fakemon are so cool, and I think it's more interesting just because there's so many different people tackling them. And if you were to make like a dex of like a bunch of different people's Fakemon, I think that would feel like the most legitimate. I think that would be like
I definitely agree with it. It is very hard for some Pokemon because like some people I feel like do overwork their designs a little bit.
True, yeah.
And others though, it's like this is what I want in a Pokemon, but it's not a Pokemon. And I don't know. It's just seeing the different backgrounds and cultures that they would like put in there too.
Yeah.
Is super creative how like deep they can go. Like basing a Pokemon off of something and like somewhat putting that Pokemon philosophy of design into their Fakeamon, and it's just man, just hire this person, please.
I really like that design. The Pokemon designs lately are getting kind of weirder.
Definitely.
But at the same time, and I know like some people aren't like the huge fan of like inanimate objects becoming Pokemon, but like it's really cool like to see how they explain why it looks like that, like in the Pokedex or in the anime. I think that makes me like Pokemon more.
I do too. I personally am a big fan of the inanimate object Pokemon because it kind of like gives more of like maybe like an environmental storytelling kind of dealio.
Right. Exactly. I was a huge fan of the Galar Pokemon fossils, just because of that like reference to like the old kind of paleontology and like the whole like fossil chimera thing.
Yes, those were super really cool. That was a good touch on the subject. I as much as I'd love to see like what the original Pokemon would look like, overall I just don't want them to ever exist because of like how funny and like great these fossil Pokemon look like and how much it touches on to like what they were.
Yeah, they're just nifty.
And also just Dragovich and whatnot. Seeing them in the anime too was also very funny to see.
I think it's just really, I mean, I feel like people should, like, for people who say, like, I don't like certain, but, like, someone who says they don't like Marini, I would challenge them to, like, look up the origin of the design and, like, why that thing exists. Because a lot of times if I don't like a Pokemon and then I find out why it looks like that or why it, acts like that, then I like it a lot more.
Exactly. That's why I don't really try to jump the gun on judging a Pokemon design every time like we're revealing new Pokemon. Instead of like, oh, I hate this. It's like, why does it look like that? What is it based off of? Where did it come from? Etc. Etc.
Yeah.
What story is this creature telling me? I think that's why there's like no
Pokemon. I don't really hate any Pokemon. Because I know there's a lot of work put into them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is definitely, I share that same thought exactly. It's like someone put the work into the design. There's background to it. Why hate it? Like, is there some good criticisms on like what it looks like? Sure, you can totally criticize a Pokemon. But at the same time, it's like that's what it is, and that's what you have to stick with and deal with at the same time. And someone loves that Pokemon. So totally. Why would you just crap all over it because you don't like it?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's partially why I don't like seeing on YouTube all those like top 10 Pokemon that I hate kind of videos.
I know, I can't do
like, why do people watch this?
But yeah, and I think that's also like, it's in my nature to like disagree with a popular opinion, I guess, because I don't know, I like chaos, but
yeah, it's like you said
I would
before,
like everyone friend. Loves, everyone will love like Gardevoir, and I'll be like, well, there's other good Pokemon.
Gardevoir's a basic bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one episode. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
There was
what you were saying.
There was one episode in the recent series about Feebas, and it was like a girl with Feebas, and all the kids were teasing her because she loved her Feebas.
Oh yeah.
And then like Go and the others were talking about like, oh well, we can just evolve it into Milotic, and then the kids would realize how great it is. And Ash was like, but Feebas is already great. Like,
exactly.
He was getting annoyed. He was like, you guys don't get it. I thought that was really cool.
That is cute. I agree. I agree with Ash on that. I agree with a lot of people on just Pokemon in general with liking Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like the Sitting Cuties line, because now, you can, and people could theoretically get a plush of their favorite Pokemon.
I can't wait for the Gen 4 Pokemon to come in.
I know. I really want a Carnivine plush so bad. He's always been one of my favorites. So goofy. So yeah.
Yeah, I
It might
can't
be
wait
like
for
a year and a half, but whatever.
Yeah, but still, it's worth the wait. I'm definitely
Yeah.
waiting for Giratina and Rotom. I think just mostly a lot of the ghost Pokemon,
Yeah.
because those were just my favorite Pokemon ever since the movies, or the TV show with Ghastly, Gengar, and Haunter.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I feel like
slowly moving up.
I feel like I wouldn't have a lot of ghost Pokemon because, like, in real life, I'm terrified of like anything paranormal, and so like in the games, I usually would avoid catching ghost types,
Really?
except for that Pumpkaboo. That's like the only one where I'm like, all right, you can stay. But yeah,
That's
I don't
very
know.
interesting. I'm the complete
I was
opposite.
like,
I love
am I being
paranormal
true to
stuff.
myself if I catch this Giratina? You know? So maybe I'm taking it overboard. But yeah, I mean, in real life, if they existed, I'd be like, get out of my face.
I like that. I remember talking to another player who was in that same sense of like just not catching certain legendaries,
Yeah.
because he feels like him as a character shouldn't be like in control of these like giant powerful beings.
Oh yeah.
You just knock it out, put it to rest, and let it live in its home. Don't disturb it anymore.
Totally. Yeah. I didn't catch a lot of the. Or when I was little, I would catch them, but then I would like go to the PC and release them. Because I thought, you know, back then I was like, it puts them back in the wild. They'll be fine. So, yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, it does make sense, but at the same time, it's kind of weird just being that one person that would have all the legendary Pokemon in game. So
I would, in universe, yeah, it would be odd if a kid like caught the God of Time. I would be a bit concerned. I would probably
too much power for one child.
Probably try to stop that kid from doing that, especially if they were 10
and abusing all that power. Yeah, a 10-year-old.
Yeah, that's
found
dangerous.
I always found that interesting. Like when I was a child, I was like, yeah, I can't wait to be 10. But now I'm like almost 30, and was like, man, when I was 10, I could not survive in the forest.
I would just be like sitting there thinking a 10-year-old should not have that much power.
Mm-hmm. Too much destructive power. Even with the starter Pokemon, you know?
Yeah.
They do a lot of damage.
They should make it like 18 before you can go traveling with Pokemon. 10? Oh my goodness, this kid.
Nope. Even then, with like, it's super weird. All right. Oh my god. Yeah, we've been at an hour and a half at least. Yep.
Time
would you
flies.
like to? Yeah, it does, especially when you talk about Pokemon.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're gonna call it for this one today.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you
It has
for
been
having me.
Definitely has been a very fun time chatting with you about this.
Of course.
And learning a different perspective.
Yes, likewise.
Got the whole old generation, new age going on, so I like that, and I hope other people that are listening in will like that too, and probably relate if they have like an older sibling. God, it reminds me of the millennial versus Gen Z thing going on TikTok. I don't understand that.
I know. I'm Gen Z. Team Gen Z. Woohoo.
Yep, and I'm Team Millennial, I guess.
Oh my gosh, we're breaking boundaries.
Breaking boundaries through Pokemon.
Oh my goodness. Tajiri would be proud.
Agreed. Alright, well, do you have anything you'd like to plug in to promote or share? Any shout-outs?
Not that I can think of. You can find my art on Twitter at TheGabiType. That's all I can say.
Alright, TheGabiType, Gabi, for anyone listening. Type, all one word. So be sure to follow them. They do amazing art and also some animation too.
Yeah, so, occasionally when I feel like doing work. Yeah.
Still good stuff. Actually, did you ever finish the one with your whole team that you did?
Oh no. Maybe I will one day though. I really want to do at least an animatic of like a Pokemon opening.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd love to see that.
Maybe in the future. Yeah.
All right. Well, TheGabiType, everybody. Give them a listen on here. Give them a look on Twitter. Like their work. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.